Hello everyone, this is Ms. Amruta and you're watching Guru's Academy. So today we will start with the first chapter of 5th standard EVS 1, that is our Earth and our solar system. Students, what do you all understand by the name our Earth and our solar system? Where do we all live? On which planet do we all live? Yes, we live on our Earth. So what is a solar system? Do you all know? Yes, solar system where we can find number of planets, suns, stars, asteroids and many more heavenly bodies. All these included in our solar system. So today we are going to learn about our Earth and our solar system. When we look up from an open ground, we see the sky. In a clear night sky, we can see many stars. They are very far away from Earth. Yes, student, have you observed the clear sky from the ground or from outside of your house? What do you all observe? Yes, we can see the clear sky. And what can you all observe? You can observe the sun. And if we compare it with the night sky, what do you observe at the night? We can observe the moon, we can observe many of stars, but they are very far away from Earth. Some stars are prominent while some are tiny and faint. If we look at them carefully, we find that many of them twinkle but some do not. Yes, some stars are prominent means what? They are famous. That means we can see them. Some of the stars are also named like Pole Star, which is also called as North Star. While some of the stars are tiny and faint. But yes, some of them also twinkle and some of them do not. The sun and moon are comparatively close to the earth, so we can see their round shapes clearly. The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, etc. are all known as heavenly bodies. Yes, we can observe the sun and moon. Do you all observe any other heavenly bodies? No, because as compared, they both are very close to the earth. And as they are close to the earth, we can observe their round shape very clearly. So all the sun, moon, stars and planets and other heaven and other things which are in the solar system, those are called as heavenly bodies. Now let's see what is given here. What is the activity given to us? Observe the sky on 2 clear nights, keeping a gap of about a week between them. Base your observation on the following points. So what you all are supposed to do, students? You all have to observe the 2 nights of the sky. That means if you are observing tomorrow, that is Sunday, you have to take your observations at the following points given below, and after the 8 days, that means the next Sunday, again you have to see the observations based on following points. Now let's see what are the observation points given. You have to observe the brightness of the heavenly bodies. Yes, we have seen what are the heavenly bodies. Star, moon, these are called the heavenly bodies which we can see at night. So you have to observe their brightness. Next is whether they twinkle. Yes, as we can see that there are many stars in the sky. So you have to observe whether they twinkle or they do not twinkle. Next is you have to observe their color and their size. You will have to see that are they all stars of the same size or are they of the same color. You have to note that now. And next is changes in their position. Yes, you have to see whether these stars changes their positions within these 8 days. The both night draw the picture of illuminated portion of the moon and note how it changes from day to day. That means after your observation of both the nights, you have to draw the picture of illuminated portion of the moon. That means which part of the moon is lightened up. And you have to note the changes, how it makes from day to day. Now next is the activity which is given for teachers. For the sky watching activity, we have to call the children along with their guardians to a large open area on a clear dark night. Yes, as we all are at home, we can't do this. So now let's see what is given the next. Yes, now what is the next heavenly bodies? It is stars. Let's see what they have given about stars. The heavenly bodies that twinkle are called stars. Stars have their own light. So the heavenly bodies which we can see in the sky which twinkle, those are called stars and they have their own light. So students, you have to remember this. The sun is the star. Yes, it has its own light, isn't it? We get light from where? We get light from sun. So sun is a star. It is closer to us than any of the other stars. Hence, it appears big and bright and brilliant. So in its bright light, during the day we cannot see other stars. So students, you all can imagine if we cannot see any other stars, that means how bright and brilliant is the sun, which is our star. Now let's see which is the next heavenly body, and that is the planets. Yes, the heavenly bodies that do not twinkle are called planets. We have just seen what is stars. The heavenly bodies which twinkle are stars, and the heavenly bodies which do not twinkle are called planets. Planets do not have their own light. Yes, we have just seen stars have their own light and planets do not have their own light. They get their light from the stars. Yes, planets get their light from the stars. So we are living on which planet? We are living on Earth. And planets do not have their own light. That means Earth do not have their own light. Planets get their light from stars. That is what Earth gets their light from sun. So planets revolve around the star even as they rotate around themselves. See now students, planet revolve around a star. That is what our Earth is revolving around the star, that means the sun, even as they rotate around themselves. Now we will just see how does this happens. So students, you all can observe here that the third planet from sun is our Earth. Watch carefully that how is this Earth revolving around the sun. First, Earth is having rotation with its own self. म्हणजेच काय ती स्वतःभोवतीच फिरतीये. And along with that rotation, it's also revolving around the sun. That means Earth takes complete one day, that is complete 24 hours for one rotation. And along with that rotation, it's also revolving. So how many days does it take for one revolution? Earth takes complete 1 year, that is 365 days for one revolution along the sun. म्हणजेच काय? पृथ्वीला स्वतःभोवती फिरण्यासाठी पूर्ण 24 तास लागतात आणि सूर्याभोवती फिरण्यासाठी पूर्ण 365 दिवस म्हणजेच 1 वर्ष लागतात. So let's see what is the solar system. Our Earth is a planet. It gets its light from sun. It moves around the sun. Its movement around the sun is called the revolution of Earth. Yes, students, we have just seen how our Earth, it revolves around the sun. How it takes its own rotation and completes its revolution around the sun. So besides Earth, there are 7 other planets that revolve around the sun. Now let's see what are the other planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the remaining 7 planets in our solar system. So students, we can observe here that this is the photo of the Earth which is taken from the man-made satellite. See, we can see our India. This is the photograph which has been taken from the man-made satellite. So every planet in the solar system revolves around the sun along a specific path, and this path is known as the planet's orbit. Yes, I've just explained you that how the planets it revolve in the solar system around the sun along a specific path. Yes, from sun it's having a specific path, and that path is called the planet's orbit. So the sun, which is a star, and planets that revolve around it are together called as solar system. So students, you all need to remember this, that the sun, which is a star, and the planets that revolve around it are together called as solar system. So you all may get question, what is solar system? So the sun, which is a star, and planets that revolve around it are together called as solar system. Besides the planet, the solar system also includes other heavenly bodies. Now let's see what are the other heavenly bodies in our solar system. Yes, the first one given is the satellite. Now let's see what are satellites. Some heavenly bodies revolve around the planets, and these are called as satellite. Yes, we have stars, moons in the sky, but what we have to remember, the heavenly bodies which revolve around the planet. Planets are revolving around what? It's revolving around the star, that is the sun. Earth is revolving around the sun. But some heavenly bodies which revolve around the planets are called satellites. So satellites too get their light from sun. We see the moon at night. It revolves around the earth. Hence, it is the satellite of the earth. Yes, students. We have seen moon at night, isn't it? But moon, it revolves around the earth. That means it is the satellite of our earth. Yes, you can see the picture of moon given over here. This is the picture of moon which can be seen in the full moon night. See? It's shown so clearly. Most of the planets in solar system have satellites. The planet revolves around the sun along with their satellite. So we have seen how earth it revolves around the sun, and moon is the satellite which is revolving around the earth. So moon and the earth both revolves around the sun. So now let's see what is the next heavenly body, that is the dwarf planet. There are some smaller heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun, and they are called as dwarf planet. Yes, along with the other heavenly bodies, there is also the smaller heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun, and those are called dwarf planet. Of these, the most well known is the Pluto. Dwarf planets revolve independently around the sun. They have an orbit of their own. Yes, few years back, Pluto was also considered one of the planet in the solar system. But due to some scientific reasons, Pluto has been removed from the 9 planets in our solar system, and now it is known as dwarf planet. If we study this, it will be the huge topic which is not required now. So now let's see which is the next heavenly bodies, that is the asteroids. Between the planets Mars and Jupiter, there is the band of numerous small heavenly bodies, and they are called asteroids. Yes, we can see this from the picture which is given here. So students, we can clearly see this in the picture given here, that this is our Jupiter and this is our Mars. So we are having this band over here. See, you all can see the small dots. These are the band of the asteroids. So these asteroids band, it's present between the Jupiter and the planet Mars. Those are called as asteroids. See, the diagram of solar system is given below. In it, you see the sun is the center. This is our sun and it is the center, and the planets are revolving around the sun. Here is our Jupiter and this is our Mars. And where can you all see the band of the asteroids? It is between the Mars, that is this. It is between the Mars and the asteroids. Between the Mars and the Jupiter. The planets, satellite, dwarf planet and asteroids are all part of the solar system. So you all can see what our solar system consists of. Our solar system is having the sun, the different planets, we are having asteroids and also the dwarf planet. See, we can see our dwarf planet over here, that is the Pluto. So now let's see what is given next. Look at the picture of solar system and answer the following questions. Yes, we have to answer the following questions from the pictures given of solar system above. So now let's see what is the first question. Which planet is nearest to the sun? Yes, which planet can you all see, students, which is nearest to the sun? This is our sun. Which planet can you see closest? Yes, we can see is the Mercury. See, this is the closest planet to the sun. So, which planet is closest? It is Mercury. The next question is, at what position is the Earth from the sun? Yes, what is the position of the Earth from the sun? The first one is the Mercury. This is the first. This is the second. So that means Earth is at the third position from the sun. Which planet is placed between Earth and Mercury? Which planets can you all see, students? Between Earth and Mercury. This is the Mercury and this is the Earth. So which is that planet? Yes, it is the Venus. Name the planets beyond the orbit of Mars in serial order. Beyond the orbit of Mars means what? You have to name the planets which comes after the Mars, and that you have to name in the serial order. So which planets can you all see? The first is the Jupiter. Then we have Saturn. Then we have Uranus. Then Neptune. These are the planets which we can see after the Mars. Yes. So now let's see which is the last question. Which planet is farthest from the sun? Yes, students, read the question carefully. Which planet is farthest from the sun? Now let's see in our diagram. What do we see? Yes, what can we see? Which is the farthest planet? Is it Neptune or is it Pluto? Yes, the correct answer is the Neptune because Pluto is the dwarf planet. Okay, so Neptune is the farthest planet from the from the sun. Now let's see what is given next. Gravity. All heavenly bodies exerts a force of attraction or pull one another. Yes, exerts a force means it applies a force. So all heavenly bodies apply a force of attraction or pull on one another. This force is called as force of gravity. Yes, we have seen what are the heavenly bodies. Sun, moon, the asteroids, planets, these all are heavenly bodies. What happened when they apply a force of attraction or a pull on one another? Attraction means you all know what is magnet. What do? They attract each other. So similarly, these heavenly bodies also, they have a force of attraction. They pull on one another and this force is called the force of gravity. The sun exerts a gravitational pull on all planets, whereas the tendency of planet is to move away from the sun. Yes, what is this? The sun exerts the gravitational pull on all planets. That means it pulls all planets towards it. Whereas what is the tendency of the planet? The tendency of the planet is to move away from the sun. As a result, these two forces, the forces of the sun and force of the planets. What happens? These two forces, a planet keeps revolving around the sun at a fixed distance in a fixed orbit. In the same way, satellite revolves around their planet. Yes, students, you all have understood the gravitational force, that is the sun. The sun applies its force to all the planets. Whereas what does the planets do? They move away from the sun. So with the result of these two forces, the planets keep revolving around the sun at the fixed distance in a fixed orbit. And the same way the satellite revolves around their planets. Now let's see what are the question given here. In which direction do these things fall? Yes, leaves, flowers, fruits from a tree. Have you all ever observed the flower or the fruits falling from down? Falling from a tree. Where do they fall down? Yes, they fell down where? They fall on the ground. Have you all seen whether going up? No. Where do they fall? They fall on the ground. They fall on the downwards direction. Now rocks that come loose from a hillside. Yes, from the hillside, when any of the rocks, what happen when it looses down? Where do they flow down? Do they go upward direction? No, they come in the downward direction. And rain falling from the sky. Have you all ever observed that rain is going upward direction? No. Where does it falls? It fall down on the ground. Why is this? Because this is due to Earth's gravity. All things on the earth remain on it. Even if we throw something upward with the great force, it finally falls down on the ground. And why is this? This is just because of the earth's gravity. This is what the earth's gravity is. Now let's see what can we see over here. What is the picture given about? What can you all see? See, they have named over here. It is the Chandrayaan. This is the India space missions. Now let's see what they're telling about Chandrayaan. On 22nd October 2008, the Indian Space Research Organization, that is the ISRO, launched a spacecraft to the moon. The mission is known as the Chandrayaan. Yes, the team of the ISRO, they have launched the spacecraft to the moon. They have sent the spacecraft to the moon, and that is known as the Chandrayaan 1. You must have also heard about the Mangalyaan. It is the another important Indian space mission. Which is also known as MOM. Means what? Mars Orbit Mission. Mangalyaan, the name tells us Mangal means what? Mars. So this was the spacecraft which was sent on the Mars, which was launched on 5th November 2013. It got established in the orbit around the planet Mars on 24th September 2014. ISRO achieved his feat in its first attempt. That is, it achieved its achievement. It got its achievement in its first attempt. And both these missions are unnamed. That is, there were no people on board the spacecraft. Yes, the only spacecraft was sent. There were no people inside it. So it was the unnamed. The objective of the missions is deeper study of the moon and the Mars. Yes, we need to know what is going on our satellite and even on the other planets. That was the objective of the mission, to do the deeper study of moon and the Mars. See, this is the picture given about the Mangalyaan. This was sent on the Mars planet. This is the Mangalyaan. And these are the photos which was taken from the Mangalyaan, where some of the regions of India can be seen. See, we can see our India over here. So students, what is the new word we have learned today? that is the space. The emptiness between and beyond the stars and planet is called the space or outer space. That means the empty space between or beyond the stars and planet is called the space or outer space. So people have always been curious about the heavenly bodies in sky. They have always wanted to reach them. However, to send some objects from Earth into space, it must be given power against the force of gravity. Yes, even you all must be curious about the heavenly bodies in sky. We all have seen what are the heavenly bodies. So you all also wanted to reach them. But how can we reach into the space? How can the objects sent from the earth to the space? Yes, it must be given the power against the force of gravity. We have seen what is force of gravity. It is all heavenly bodies that apply a force of attraction or pull on one another is the force of gravity. When the power against this force of gravity is given, we can send any objects from Earth to the space. Yes, rocket technology or space launch technology is used for that purpose. You all must have listened that one of the rocket these are be sent or any space launch have been sent to the Mars or to the moon. How are those sent? Those are sent because when the power is taken or used against the force of gravity, that time they can reach these heavenly bodies. You all know that when we use the Diwali firecracker, that is the rocket. Yes, what is this rocket? It is packed with explosive substance. You all must have seen, see, we can observe it in this picture. This is our Diwali rocket and here is the explosive. It is filled, this one is filled with the explosive. What do? We light over here, isn't it? We burn over here and what happens? It crackers and then it goes to the explosive and it suddenly goes off. It goes up in the sky and something similar is used in the space launch which is using a rocket. See, this is also similar. What can we observe? This is where the energy is used and due to this energy the rocket goes in upward direction. So what is that? Let's see. One of the Diwali firecrackers called as rocket, it is packed with the explosive substance. The explosive substance burns rapidly and produce a lot of energy. Yes, the same is design is used in the rockets. The design of rocket is such that the firecracker is pushed in certain direction at a great speed. When you burn the rocket, what happens? Energy is produced and that firecracker is pushed into the upward direction with the great speed. Very powerful rockets are used to send a spacecraft into the space. A tremendous quantity of fuel is burnt in rockets so that spacecraft weighing thousands of tons can be launched into the space. Yes, we have just seen an example of Diwali rocket. What happened when you burn it? The explosive get the power and then it goes in the upward direction. Yes, same thing is with the powerful rockets which are used to send a spacecraft into the space. What happens? Tremendous, yani the number of a much number of quantity of fuel is burnt in the rocket so that the spacecraft, yes, the spacecraft is not light in weight, it is weighing thousands of tons that is launched into the space and then it goes upwards. So quantity of fuel is burned during this. In 20th century, a few countries of world developed space technology and sent hundreds of spacecraft into the space. Our country is well known for the development of space launch technology. Some spacecraft remain in space, some are brought back to Earth, while some land on other planets or satellites. Yes, we know that some of the spacecraft they go on the other planets, they land there and they do some studies. We can also see some photos which they send to us with the satellite. In some missions, scientists has also traveled in spacecraft and those are called as astronauts. So you all know what astronauts, the scientists who travel in the spacecraft are called as astronauts. Now let's see what are the question given below. Yes, this is the Rakesh Sharma. Who was Rakesh Sharma? He was the first Indian astronaut to go into the space in 1984. He spent 8 days on a space station for a joint mission of ISRO and Soviet Intercosmos. Seeing India from space, he said that it looked sare jahan se acha. Rakesh Sharma, he was the first Indian astronaut. He went into the spacecraft, which was the joint mission of ISRO and with the Soviet Intercosmos. We have just seen information about the Rakesh Sharma. Now let's see what we have told. We have told to find about more about the work of Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams, the astronauts of Indian origin. Yes, what we have to do? We have to find more information about Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams. So student, you all must have heard these names, isn't it? Do you all know who were them? Who was Kalpana Chawla? Yes, she was the first American astronaut of Indian origin. Indian origin म्हणजेच काय? भारतीय वंशाची. Means her father was Indian and her mother was American. She was the first one to go to the space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as the mission specialist. In 2003, she died in Space Shuttle Columbia disaster along with her team of 7 crew members. The spacecraft got break up into the small parts during its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Yes, she was the great Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian origin American astronaut. So similarly, you have to find about the Sunita Williams. Have you all heard the name Sunita Williams? Yes, she was also of the Indian origin but an American astronaut. She also went into the space after Kalpana Chawla. She is also the United States Navy officer. She holds the record for most spacewalk by a woman. You can also find more details about them on the internet. Now let's see what is given next. The man-made satellites. Man-made satellites provide useful information for agriculture, environment, weather forecasting, making maps, searching of water and minerals on the earth. They are also used for telecommunication. They are put into orbit around the earth. They can remain in space for many years. Yes, as we know, moon is the satellite of the earth, but it is the natural satellite. We can also have man-made satellite. It is the machine which is launched into the space and orbit around the body in space, which helps us, it gives us several of its uses such as scientific investigation, that is the weather forecasting. We can make maps, useful information for agriculture, search of water and mineral wealth on the earth. It is also used for communication, including satellite television and telephone calls. Sometimes we come to know that there may be satellite problem. That is just because the man-made satellites are sent into the space and they can remain into the space for many years. So students, hope you all have understood the lesson. Now let's see what we are supposed to always remember. Space scientists have not yet been able to find a single other planet which has life on it. Yes, the Earth is the only planet which has life on it. And scientists are still working, they are still finding if there are life on the other planet. So, there is only the single planet, that is our Earth, which has life on it. Therefore, our Earth is invaluable planet. The degradation of its environment for any reason will be a threat of the existence of life itself. Now, what have we learned from the lesson? The sun is the star. Yes, I've told you the sun is the star, and all the other bodies in solar system get light from sun. The sun and the planets, their satellite, dwarf planet and asteroids that revolve around the sun are all together called the solar system. Things on the earth remain on it due to the force of gravity. To travel in space, the earth's gravitational force has to be overcome, and rocket technology helps us to do that. So this is what we have learned today in our lesson, our earth and our solar system. Hope all of you have understood it as I have taught it in a simple and easy language, and if not, do ask me your questions or any doubt in comment box. You all will definitely get the solution. If you like my video, do comment, share and subscribe. Thank you.